The Fargo Five. We're doing Fargo Fresh with PizzAndy. Hello, PizzAndy.
Hi, Conrad.
We talk in this segment. So the first segment was how did you become who you are. The middle segment, the second segment, Fargo Fun, is what do you got coming up? What's fun? What's to do in town? This segment is more about your future. What is it that you see? Yeah, the future. It's coming. Whether you want it to or not, right? My 6-year-old daughter is at this moment like trying to wrap her head around the idea of time keeps going and going and going, and once it's gone, slipping. It's gone. And like she's recently, like every morning, she's like, "What happened to yesterday? I can't go back there." Like it's really it's like getting that. Once your yesterdays are gone, 5 years from now, I'd like to. No, what's in your plan? You said you've got a job now, something I wouldn't recommend.
I've got a regular job now. Yeah, it's a pretty sweet gig. I can't deny it, even if it is just a regular job. I get to work from home, designing lights. I say to my friends with jobs all the time, God, I gotta get me one of those because it sounds nice. I mean, you get vacations. Somebody tells you what to do. Yeah, well, that part I could take or leave, but yeah, it's a way to create value in the world.
Are you hoping to start your own business? Are you hoping Bitcoin goes to the moon and you're just going to be one of the few?
I don't need hope. I know. My ultimate goal is to be self-employed. I do have a venture that I am very early stages, and I don't want to say too much about because of that, but very early stages of moving into my own employment regarding Bitcoin and the heat reuse that I had mentioned earlier. So I'm going to be supporting that.
When I've got a couple people, and I want to get you guys sat down here in just in the beginning of next year. I was going to give you a couple dates, so we'll do that.
Absolutely.
Off the air, if Saturdays work for you.
Saturdays should be fine.
We can do a scheduling. Should we pull up our calendar, right?
We don't have to do it right now.
Okay, we'll do it later. Okay, and that's next year. But okay, so you're hoping that this self-employment thing goes on. Let's say Bitcoin goes to the moon. Let's say it's worth $1 million by this time.
Sure.
Or 5 years from now. 5 years.
I can see it.
Like for real.
For real,
right?
I can see it.
5 years ago, what was Bitcoin at?
5 years, what 2014, 2019? It was $3,000.
It was $3,000, and now it's $100,000.
$107,000.
And so it's gone up 30 times.
Yep.
So it could be 300,000. It could be $1 million.
Yep.
It could.
I know it won't be zero. That's the important part.
How do we know anything, man?
You can only know as much as you say.
But how do you know that you know that?
I feel it. I feel it deep down.
Deep and down.
I can get into it if you need me to.
All right. So it's $1 million, but then what? I mean, so yeah, you're a millionaire. Yeah, good for you. But then what?
Well, I don't live on a dollar standard, so it doesn't really matter to me what the price is ultimately. But I do see it as the future world reserve currency. I'm not going to get too far into it, but we're already seeing nation states talking about having.
Get into it, man.
So nation states, they are considering having strategic Bitcoin reserves in the same way they have strategic gold reserves.
Absolutely.
We have El Salvador declared it legal tender. They're using it as their day-to-day currency alongside the dollar. Central African Republic also did the same thing. They declared it as legal tender. There's a couple other countries in Central and South America that are toying with the same idea.
Yeah.
We have a bill in the Senate currently, the U.S. Senate Senator Lummis has proposed a bill for it out of Wyoming.
So but the question is, so I don't doubt any of that, and it sounds, probably it is the future.
Sure.
Okay, so it's it's something that's been a long time coming. It's kind of been an unstoppable force. We can see the writing on the wall. 5 years from now, it is the standard, and you're that millionaire. But so what? So what? Like, what's your lifestyle? What are you going to do with that money? What are you going to do with that wealth? How is Bitcoin rather than total fiat, or rather than how is that going to what is the future going to look like from like an experiential, your day-to-day 5 years from now because of that future? What is your future going to be like?
I imagine it will look very similar to today. I am not someone who lives very extravagantly and have no intentions to do so.
Even if you had the means to do so.
Even if I had the means to do so, basically all that would change is I would eat nicer food, and maybe I'd hire a maid to clean my house.
Nicer pizza.
I'd have time. It's really about freedom of time. So, the ultimate goal is to just have as much freedom over your time to do exactly as you wish all the time. So I guess that's really the ultimate goal. I want to eat the best foods. I want to talk to the best people. I want to, do all the great things. So I guess that's really all it is,
Well, I think that's all the time for freedom that we have. We are going to take a break, and when we come back, I want to leave extra time, although it's already 40 after. I want to leave extra time for the FAQ segment, because that's where I want to get really spicy, because Bitcoin, we got a lot of questions. And
I got answers.
Well, and I definitely want to save room for the pizza discussion, which I'm going to save for the favorite. I mean, you are a late segment kind of guy, which I'm here for. So we'll go back and come back in, so don't go nowhere.